What's up guys, Ronaldo here and welcome. Today I want to urge you to not summon and save up your ancient summonings on this weekend's banner. This is the first time I recommend to do this. Before that I thought try to get your hands on a lord and so on. I pulled as well, but this time I won't. I think there's multiple reasons for it. There are first of all these two 10x buffed legendary lords that are one of the reasons, and then there's another reason in the infernal faction that I'm gonna go over after. But first let me go over the legendary lords that are getting 10x here, right? So we have Leia, and I can sing a song about Leia for you guys, because I do have Leia since pretty much week 3 I think of playing this game. So over 2 months I have her already, and she's amazing. She helped me in much content. Her kit is really good. Like she can help you a lot, but any lord will do that, right? And while I do think her kit is great, I also believe, and her design is awesome by the way, look at it, it's just so lovely, one of my favorite designs. But back to the kit, I also believe that the kit on the lords and this day and age doesn't matter as much as the faction they buff at the moment, and that's a problem for both of these legendary units. So Leia, while great, her faction is the weakest faction in the entire game. They will get some additions in the future, but compared to the other factions they won't get that many additions anyway. So that's for Leia. And then we also have Gon, a defense scaling demon, right? He's from the chaotic faction, and here's the same thing as Leia. It's not him himself, but the faction that he buffs. So the faction is great, of course, but the problem with Gon, in my opinion, is that most of us won't have that many chaotic units, right? If you have a bunch of chaotic units, sure, it's nice, but most of us, we don't have all these chaotic units. And if you don't have all of these chaotic units, you're not gonna be getting that much value out of his faction bonus, right? All of us will have the smallest roster in the chaotic faction compared to all the other faction, which makes him not as desirable as other lords, just like Leia isn't as desirable as other lords. And that's just one thing, right? It's just one thing to be less desirable as a lord for the Nightmare faction, or for Erica, or for Venoma and stuff. That's just one thing that we can go over with. But there's something exceptional that I really want to touch on in this video, and that is already been seen here. And he's already in the pool, as we can see. Soul Cadence. Soul Cadence is already getting shown here at the faction members in the Infernal Blast faction, which says to me that he is about to be released and that he will be the next legendary lord that will come to the global server. And what that means is that so far in the game, always when a new hero comes to the collection, they get a 10x banner. And as from what it looks like, Soul Cadence is the next legendary lord getting getting onto the game, and therefore he probably will get a 10x banner in the next ancient summoning event. This is just my guess, this is just theory crafting, but I really believe he is worth it. He's gonna be probably the most desirable lord out of all of the lords, because not only is he the infernal legendary lord, the strongest late game faction in the game, but also he himself has a kit that is also built for the guild boss. He's an absolute guild boss demon, literally. He can keep up with all the high DPS, he can keep up with the Zillitus, the Arrogance and everyone. And this as a lord, this as the lord himself, he will dish out insane amounts of damage while providing his team this insane infernal buff. Which for me is enough to be like, you know what, I really would like some new lords, but I'm gonna wait for him to come out, because the new legendary lords that are gonna come out are mostly actually better than the old ones. Simply because new units most of the time will have to be better, right? But Soul Cadence is insane, and that is a big reason why I'm gonna skip this ancient summoning event, and why I believe you should skip it too for the first time. And the other reason, of course, is if you look at the Watcher faction, right? It's a weak faction. It's a weak faction. I got a lot of value out of the faction bonus from Leia due to Idril, but that's basically it. But if you could have a Araka, Idril will still profit more from an Araka than from a Leia. So there's that. You even if you want to use Idril a lot, Araka would still be the better alternative. And as for the Chaos faction, as you can see, I barely have any Chaos units, and I believe most of you barely have any Chaos units too, which makes me believe that Gone at the moment won't help you progress that much as other lords will. So yeah, there you have it, guys. These are the reasons why you shouldn't pull on this banner, and maybe just have some patience and wait for a better banner to appear on the ancients, especially because they're so rare, especially because these banners don't come that often. You should wait, really take your time, not rush anything, and wait for a good ancient banner, a good lord to be on there, and then summon. Other than that, I'm Ronaldo, and I'm out. Peace!